formatting yourself for magic. When you're formatting yourself for magic, you need to learn numbers, and also a sense of you gotta put in the drive, and you gotta put yourself out there, and you need to know how to deal with other people's losses. If this is for reading work, it's a sense of needing to elevate yourself. First, anchor is you need to believe you can do it, and then research. Second obstacle is it's a long journey. Third obstacle is being exiled. In terms of using magic to see things, let's say divine, make prophecies, predictions, you'll need to be detached. In terms of warping things, your vision can warp, be with desire or fear. And sometimes when you're too close to a subject, you'll be blocked. You'll be blinded. You'll be hung up. The best readings are ones where you just feel. You don't judge the person. If they are receptive, you'll start to get more and more information just sensually, be it visions, voices, or your eyes will play tricks on them.
Cold energy is an old spirit. It's an old spirit. Transformed civilizations and colonies. But it's someone that wants to be understood about the gifts it can give. The strength it can make us aware of. It's like something that wants to touch everything, but it all dies, everything it touches, and it withers, and how it wants to be with Mother, and make her stronger, and help take care of the rich soil in the sky. Cold is a wizard that can't come to Earth, or a spirit being that comes here and lives with us. It feels like it comes around Jupiter expansion. Feels like it gives us ideas, flickers, a sense of awoken giant Christmas. How it's a civilization that's turned the world, Christ and Mass, old energy, a sense of transformative being that works on prana, breath work, elevated consciousness, this pattern of that bleeds through everything is the flower of life, and the power to transform eternal being. A sense of being able to put yourself on a spiritual grid and live in a higher circuit, let's say a spirit radio or a spirit frequency. Let's say over the grid of this earth, there's a flower of life grid. And this pattern goes wrapped up. And we can see many generations and lifetimes through this grid if we can channel it. It's awesome.
Psychic notes on your psychic journey with divination. Warm up. Gazing. When you're gazing, you want to be level. It's like you want to part both sides of your brain and just go in through time like a hole. Like a wormhole. It's like you relax both sides of your brain and you just find this narrative through the middle, like a silver thread that winds around the solar and lunar calendar. So when you're gazing, you wait, you stare at one point in front of you until your right and left eye relax. You'll start to see double of things. You'll barely get full-on hallucinations sober, but you'll get strong sensations. Subtle, like it could just be a name popping into your mind, could be a vision. You want to say what comes first. When you're gazing at crystals, you'll look. You'll see shapes come up. And as you go, you'll learn how to hold a topic in your brain. Like, let's say you pick a subject. So subject is like this person comes in and you want to help this person. You'll want to have their name as a subject, right? And then title of subject would be like their love. Like, what do you see for my love life? When am I going to meet the next person? You'll take that title in your mind and you'll hold it there. So it's in a sense of we need to be thinking of a physical object. So you'll want to work physical object, them, being them, topic, love, so that's fictional object. That might be a little like left-sided or could show up in a different side of your brain because they are eternal, essentially. But this timeline and their love now is not. It's sort of like a mist. So when we're using our mental, I call it headspace, after we sort of gazed off for a little bit, I recommend breathing exercises as well. I recommend, let's say, you can do maybe, ideally, 4 to 5 minutes of breathing before you start reading people and working with clients. What you do before you read anyone, you need to warm up using divination, scrying, or anything. So, let's say you didn't have a topic and you're just staring off into like a sense of textured thing or crystals, and you're just like, I want to look ahead. I just want to, your mind could essentially make something up for this person. So that comes up. Or yourself. So that is to be realized as well. I had this one client, it was a long time ago, and I looked into my scrying board and I see a man outside of city walls, but the city was burning.
And I get a feeling like this guy couldn't go back. Like he was locked out of his home life. And then, essentially, I found out he was from Fort McMurray. And Fort McMurray was burned to the ground as well. I looked into a crystal. I seen the skull in the crystal. And then I knew, essentially, that it felt like one of his friends died. And from seeing that symbol, I realized through conversation that someone recently has passed. So we are reflected through symbols all around us. The world wants to speak the silent truths. So we need to sit with our hearts, our minds, and separate them and just experience. I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, this message is about magical projection when it comes to conscious projection. A sense of me, visualization is key to divination and sensory perception. We might feel like physical things on our bodies when we're telling people what they're gonna heard next, or we might feel a sensation of your eyes will show you things. They'll make you hallucinate and send you a message. It's sort of like things sort of hijack your spirit because you're alternating your perspective when it comes to this. So a good exercise for this is to imagine yourself outside of your body, 10 feet above your head, watching down on yourself. Like you are in your body and you are not in your body. With this sense of projection, it's a good thing to do with walking. Also, breathing exercises help you activate the frontal lobe of your brain and cerebral cortex. For intention, visualization, and focus, it's very good to have that breathing or drumming to enter trance. What it means to break free. A sense of leaving guilt, insecurity, to acknowledge the miracle, to acknowledge that we are here, we are building something, we are profound, we are gifted. We are here to analyze and take, focus, expand, and bring. A sense of climb, do spectacles, make structures, a sense of divine force and will within us breaks us apart. It's like we're all spectrums of the rainbow, and we all come out of like different notches in the ground, and a sense of purity. It does feel like angelic reasoning towards source, or a sense of creator. It feels like we're little torches and flames, and we only see just the tip sort of flickering on the land. And it comes through our mind, brilliant illuminescence of thought. I get so many clients wanting success, wanting to know about love, wanting to have a good life, have a perfect decision. But the fact of the matter is, we can't see the snakes anymore. We can't see what's really poisoning us, what's really evil anymore. Back in the day, snakes were snakes. We'd see them on the path, we'd walk away from them. But now it's like, there's all this trust that we have to go around, and it's with society, and it's the path is a tricky one. It's like our guides spiritually divide us, and a sense of counter will with the ego. The ego self-sabotages. The ego wants to be a screaming baby, a toddler for something it wants, a sense of being coddled, like we're always chasing mother's milk. If we're not fully developed, or a sense of processing inner childhood isn't done. It seems like we need to be aware of emotional vengeance within ourselves, and a sense of the strings that are attached to us, the spider webs we lay in, a sense of the snakes we swallow, the snake's inner food and inner diet. It's a sense of, sometimes it takes a bite, like a powerful thing that's going to terrify us, to break us free, find that extra sense of strength to push us forward and get to the other side of this chasm of conflict, inner turmoil, and bring that blessing across, and thank our guides when we reach the other side of the deep valley or the river that we need to cross, in a sense of purifying and emotional release. felt like God was in the clouds and God was the water. I felt like life on earth was a majesty work. And we're just this sense of being that gets pushed through this tube of belonging, trying to harvest the miracle world. I see sphinxes in Egypt, and the rise, like the old world becomes the new world, shedding the skin. But it's a live being. Time is a flower. It's like a vine that goes to the tree of life, and we can see a sense of
How the world looks in the future, depending on the targets and variables we pick in our mind. And when you can see through the flower, it's like you're in a state of trance, meditation. Things come naturally. It's like a fluid that exists in our brain. It's like a muscle that learns to move. I call it like, it just feels like something listening. I get sort of voices and visions, so it's a sense of clairvoyance. It's a sense of being able to look through, almost like wiggling a part of your brain. Sometimes it's very hard and dormant. Sometimes it's wide open, like the full moon. It's like there's a sense of fluid in us to get visions and prophecies that help this muscle move. It's a sense of lubrication. It's a sense of perhaps taking things that help memory, and intuition can help loosen this up and get the fluid in there. It's a sense of society wanted the sacred, a part of us abandoned, so we could be easy to control. Could be a sense of more controlled by our vices and our emotions. Could be like a sense of attracting darkness and not attracting light. When it comes to these people and the torch above them. It's the inner light, it's not the outer light that's important. It's the flower of each chakra, but the upper chakra, that balances. And to achieve a success here, we need to focus on being able to phase in and out of this flower and see multiple incomes as we go through it.